being a stroke survivor, to a degree, you feel isolated and alone because every stroke is different. But I have found over the years that gadgets really do help me, and they help me manage my fatigue. In the future, I hope to get an automated blind, and I feel that as I continue on this journey as Brooke, as a stroke survivor, I'll continue to learn new gadgets and new things to help me. But I find that I will learn these things when I'm ready and I'm open to the ideas. And I guess I wanted to tell you as a stroke survivor that when you're ready, there are things out there to help you, and I hope you'll get excited by the gadgets just like I have. Thank you.
Brooke, thank you so much for sharing some of the gadgets that you have at home. I know you've got a few things that you really find valuable. So if you're happy to talk about some of the things you use at home to make life a little bit easier day to day, that would be great.
Absolutely. So I'll make a confession. I'm not very good at drinking water. If you give me Coke is my best friend due to having low blood sugars all the time. However, I need to be encouraged to drink water. So to do that, I bought a Botal Smart water bottle, which is this fancy thing. I like this because it's user friendly for a stroke survivor. So if it accidentally falls over, I'm not going to spill any water. To drink from it, I just press this little button. I take my sip. And then I just do that to the lid and it's back safe. This then reads through to my phone wirelessly in an app for Botal that tells me how much water I've drunk, which I find is a really good way to encourage me to drink more water. I've also set it up that every hour, if I haven't touched the bottle, it will flash. So it gives me a visual reminder too that I need to drink. So this is the Botal Smart water bottle. I do think there's a few others on the market, but this is the one I've used and experimented with. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, like I just mentioned, I have a condition called postprandial reactive hypoglycemia, and that means I have low blood sugars majority of the time. So to help monitor that, I have by Freestyle Libre, it's called a Freestyle Libre 2 sensor, which I place in my arm every fortnight. And then I use the Freestyle Libre sensor app on my mobile, and I just swipe it over my arm where the needle is, and it tells me what my blood sugars are, which are great at the moment. It's 5.1. The graph gives me a picture, and when it's in the red, that's when I'm in a hypo. When it's in the black and you've got green behind it, that means it's good.
Thanks so much for that, Brooke. And there are a couple of other things that you wanted to share in the home that have been put in place to help navigate your way around the house and to make life a little bit easier. So we might move to a different part of the house for you to show that as well, if that's okay.
Of course. So as a stroke survivor, I find I obviously have my mobility issues, but fatigue is a really big thing. Fatigue, even 29 years on, is a really big thing. So I try to have gadgets around the house that are going to help me manage my fatigue, but yet allow me to do the things that I need to do. Opening a rubbish bin for anybody should be a simple task, but for somebody who has mobility issues, that can be challenging. So I have found by getting a smart bin, that helps. So all I do is put my hand over the sensor and the bin opens and I'm able to chuck my rubbish in the bin. And the bin closes itself and there you go. So smart bins are available and I think they're great to have around the house. Also, opening doors. When you have mobility issues, opening doors can be a real challenge. I know coming home with a leg in plaster and being in a wheelchair how do you get a wheelchair and a person with a leg in plaster through the door? By having an automated door, it makes it that much easier. So all I do is press my remote and the door opens as shown. And then once I'm in, once all my bags are in, once everyone's happy, I just click the button again and the door shuts. Once again, I don't have to use my body strength to open a fire safety door. I'm just doing it all by the sense of a remote. Much easier, and everyone is happy.